Over here, buddy. Come on, over here. Yeah, stay in here. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Long time no see. Happy Sunday morning. This is June 5th, I think. Yeah, something like that. A lot's happened since I've last seen you. Progress has been made in my backyard. I don't know, that's progress, but got the new fence up, so the neighbors and I can no longer see each other. And so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing for the landscaping. I think I'm going to just do those trees about, and I think that, right there, that tree right there has to come out, because I'm going to put another tree there, and then I'll figure out what I'm doing against that back or that side fence. Right now I just put everything that was along this back there, so I'll have to figure out what I'm doing there. And then the other day I went to Costco, and I've been looking for chairs for my what's that thing, fire pit. And I have Latte right there and Miss Sophie. They just peed everywhere, so I've got to wash all this out today. But for those of you that don't know, Latte is blind, and I've got the pool, so I've got to make sure that she is safe. Good girl. All right, so let me show you the chairs that I got, which are these. These are not. These are all wood, and these are by Molino. But what I like about these is they fold. There we go. They fold, so we can easily put those away. So I got 6 of them. I may try and find some cushions for them. However, they are quite comfortable. So that's what it looks like. Obviously, I'll clear all that off. So that's what's going on in the backyard. Look at that. That's the thing I had at the front door that kept dying because it was too hot. Beautiful. So, and then the other thing that has been going on is I bought a barn. Which at one time was a museum. So I got all of its contents as well. I'm actually really excited for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure the dogs at home. We've got to make a pen for Latte so she doesn't get out and get lost or stuck somewhere. Give them all some treats, and then let's go take a drive and let's go check out this barn. All right, so we are at the barn's location. No, that is not the barn behind me. It is across the street. So I want to flip the camera around. And there it is, you guys. Look at that thing. I love it. Then the hedges already have crosses in them. So I think I may rename this entire structure the Cross Barn. So right there. And then it does go down the side. Right here. This is all junk that needs to go away. Previous owner put it out there, I think, for free or something, but look at that thing. So awesome. I'll tell you guys some history of it. Well, what I know of it anyway. Then it's in the center of town, so it's a bit, the lot is smaller, but I'll tell you what I'm doing. And then this is the other part of it, and I'll show you in there as well. So that's the exterior. Let's get to the interior. And look, there's another cross hedge there. All right, so I've got it open. Even the lock is an old master lock. That's the only lock on this. I mean, the lock doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really keep anybody out. If people wanted to get in, they would. So I need to shore that up. But this is what it looks like. Let me flip you guys around. So above the door, there's another cross there, which is nice. So I like that. So some of the features about this building, or some of the info, is this barn was built in 1871, and it wasn't originally here. You don't need to see the junk just yet. So this building was built in 1871, and this is not its original location. It was moved here to make room for kind of some community development or whatnot, but it's been sitting here for a long time. So the building itself was the first building constructed in the area, and this was the blacksmith shop, and there's still equipment in here from that era. And the doors, I don't know if you can tell, maybe this one's better. See all the branding on the doors? So he used to test all his brands on the inside of the doors. However, these doors are literally on their last legs. So there are a set of doors on the back end of the barn. I'm going to see if I can just swap them out, and I'll put the old ones here and have new ones made for the back, and I will preserve these doors for its historic value, for something. So I don't know what. I'm gonna have to secure them. They're not entirely whole, I should say. As you can see, the trees are trying to come in, so I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to address that. But there is a lot of stuff in here. As I mentioned, at one time it was a museum. The gentleman I bought it from is in his early 80s, and he is no longer able to maintain the place. From my understanding, he has a bit of OCD, like I do. So I've talked to him lately, and he's been in here, and he's just like, this is driving me crazy. It's never been this disorganized and unclean and stuff. So it was really heartbreaking for him to sell the place, and I know it was. I was not the best offer they received financially. In fact, I think I may have been the worst offer they received financially. However, I committed to not tearing down the building. Everyone that wanted it wanted the lot so they could build on it. I don't want to do that. I'd be really upset if a piece of history like this went away. So even the floor is original, and there is, although it's weird, they're calling it an outhouse, but it's inside. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff behind me. But there's the outhouse. Ready? There we go. So funny. So I'm gonna have to block this off because I know I'm gonna get some idiot who's gonna think that that's okay. So and then like the spider webs and stuff, I'm gonna have to clean all that out. But let me turn it around. All right, so one of the first things I'm gonna do is all of this pegboard. I wanna remove that. I wanna remove anything that's covering the sides of this building. I wanna be able to see the wood on this side. And at some point, I'm gonna have to get a new roof. He's been doing some of the work himself, but he says there are some leaks. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have roofers come in, pull the roof off, put a new roof on, and then put the old roof on top to keep the look, but yet underneath it'll be secure and stuff. So, you know, there's all these tools here. He took what he wanted, or as his wife said, what he was allowed to take, and then he's left everything else. I mean, I'm gonna have to go through all this, see what it is, figure out if I can use it. A lot of the stuff in here, I'm going to upcycle. So let me give you an example. So those light, there's a word for that, light conductor, electricity conductors, I think they're called. Those are the old glass ones. There's quite a collection up there of them, and then there's a couple of boxes in the back somewhere too. So I think I'm going to turn those into the lighting for the building. Just stick bulbs in those, somehow make that work. So we'll do this. So this is one of the original machines. I'm not going to say original, but it is to the building because it is cemented in and it does go throughout the building. So as you can see, there's another machine here that's connected to the roof. See, it's connected to the side there. That's a belt system. I don't know what some of these machines are. I will figure it out or get someone in here that can. This little John Deere tractor I thought was cute. So I'm gonna see if that works, and if it works, great. I'll replace this with a bucket and I can use it, especially during fall, you know, fill it up with hay and pumpkins. So just more and more stuff. This is, so you crank this, light that on fire, and you get heat for something. I don't know. It does something. Then there's this big block of wood here, and that's where the original anvil was located. So I'm gonna have to find one. I think there's one in this building somewhere, but if not, I'm gonna have to find one and put it up. This guy had a lot of collections in here, mostly stuff that has to do with the dairy industry. At one time, and I'm sure you've seen them, but there's these signs that are hanging up. So these were supermarket signs. The gentleman I bought the building from started the first chain of grocery stores in the area, and they were called Dairyland. But they are no longer that. I think one is like Walgreens or something. So, but there's, you know, little tchotchkes and stuff. Like I think these are all creamers. Yeah, these are all creamers. Cookie jar. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that stuff. It's not really my thing. Then he has another one, which is rubber ducks. So don't know what I'm doing with those. Then I just saw these. There's these little Oscar Mayer whistles. So there's a few of those there. This is a weird space. So this is supposed to be the office, but it's really tiny in there, so you can't really do anything. So I think that will eventually be the main door to come in. And then, as you can see, a huge part of the collection are cream separators and butter churners and ice cream makers, but essentially everything has to do with milk in some form or fashion. So these are all things that were dropped off last night. Apparently yesterday was the dairy farmers festival or something. So one of the things I did commit to do ongoing is lend them stuff from here to decorate for the festival. So they've come and they've dropped all of that off already. And then there's like these ice cream makers like this. I mean, I'm loving everything about it. I just noticed this milk puzzle. It's just cute. So I mean, there's just stuff everywhere. There's more here. This does something. I'm not really entirely sure what, but it does something. I am excited for these little guys that are here. Look at that. Look at these little trucks and stuff. So, like those. So there's a lot of stuff in here that I'll use, but then there's other stuff I won't, like those tables, makeshift tables I'll get rid of. There's that. There's boxes of vases and stuff. So I think what I might do is, once I get my bearing on what's in this place, so maybe hold a sale on a weekend or something. This is some sort of blow up thing. I don't know what that is. There are a lot of display cases. Those I think I'm going to get rid of. But here's some old milkshake and malt makers. There's that. And then there's some old electric mixers down there. Some more there as well. Just random stuff. I hope this video isn't too long. And then I'll go, in another video, I'll go into what my plans are for this place. But right now, let me just give you a tour of a as is. But I preface that because this area that we are in now, I'm going to tear out. I want it open to the elements. And this is dirt here, so I'm going to put some grass here. But again, I'll go into that later. But, you know, there's parts for stuff. I don't know what they're for, but there's that. Then there's the little bottles for the baby cows or goats or whatever. And then there's a couple of church benches in here and just stuff. It's just stuff. So this is the outside of the barn. So that's, you know, I want to display that. I want to show that. So I want all of this out. Again, there's all this stuff here, which I'm sure I'll find some use for. These all have to do with like dairy machines in some way. This this little structure here, that is the outhouse. Again, just stuff here, like all of that. Those are like old doors and stuff. Those will get tossed. And then right in the center of the property, there is a big chicken coop, which I know got no chickens, so they going away. Fig tree is the only tree on the property for now. I will address that. So yeah, so that's so these are the doors that I was talking about to go onto the front end, but that's the back end of the barn right there. So this is it, seeing all the way through right there. You know, we'll go through it all at some point. And then because the place was a museum at one time, I believe it was he who put in semi-truck trailers here. He had the wheels removed, so they're like sitting on the ground. And so he's put them along the outer edges of the entire property. And then there's these makeshift buildings. Okay. This is all coming down. All coming down. These makeshift walls and stuff, gotta go. Don't like them. So we're about to step into one of those said trailers in here. All right, so this will go away. So I want as much open space on this property as I can get. So the only structures I want here are the two little barns. So, and I'll show you the other one. But this is some of the stuff that's in here as well. Again, I do want to go through it all. He's told me what all of these machines are. I will ask him again and actually write it down. But like all this old shelving and stuff, that can all go, right? But this, I want this gone. There's old milk bottles. There's the old testing tubes. So there's all old syringes and stuff. And then there's movies in here. That is the only water source for the property. There is no electricity, so I have to work on that. That is the source of electricity. I think he's gonna come back and get that, which is fine. And so this is the other structure that he built. So that is the side of that trailer container that we were just in. So I want that out. So as you can see, it's just open space, just surrounded by trailers. So if I remove all that and all this, then I just have open space. But in here is a lot of the dairy machines, milking machines, and parts for it. So like that one there, it's still glass. It's great. I absolutely love it. You got these old milking cans and stuff. So what is working, I will set aside, and what is not working, I will upcycle and use it for, other things. So there's all these pumps and machines and more milking machines. And so as you can see, that's the outside of a trailer, which is making this wall here. Oh, look at that one too. These are all glass bottles in here. So, machines and more machines. It's just, a lot of people would say junk. My mom says it's junk. And then this is the back of the property. This is clearly where all the stuff has ended up. I do want to try and get that property there too. So we'll see if that pans out. All right, and so this space here, I have to get a flashlight. Again, there's no lighting in here, unless I turn on that thing, but it's so loud. You know what, I'm gonna do that, hold on. So this is better. So this is that other smaller barn that I showed you. This space here, so it's kind of finished on the inside. And so that's the actual door. But I think I'm going to just finish it off completely. And then this becomes my storage in here. So all the stuff I have at home, I'm gonna bring here and all that. So these are all of the butter churners. and stuff for like cheese making and all that stuff right there. Like this is really cool. I think this goes like on my doorstep. I don't know. I think I'm using that for decor. But there's all these really cool, and then these treadmills. So this is from 1890, and the idea is you put a goat on here, which then walks, right? And so that movement moves that. So you get your cream treat. And then there's this one here as well. I specifically asked for these. I would have even paid extra for these if he was going to take them, but he just included them in with everything else and all of this stuff. I mean, this stuff's awesome. So this is where I'm going to keep the storage. It's going to be in here. See, as you can see, there's still. Oh, is that cemented in? Anyway, so these are all the milk machines here. Sorry, it's about to get loud. We're about to walk by that generator. And then coming back here, that is the container that we saw the side of next to the milk machines. So as you can see, more rub-a-duckies. Then more cream separators and, you know, 1955, and there's all the stuff, but all these containers I want out. So there's a lot of neat stuff in here. Display cases, again, I'll get rid of those. Like all this makeshift shelving, as you can see, it's like breaking. So I think I'm going to just save the headaches and just get rid of it all. The shelving, that is. So here's some more. And then he also had a large barbed wire collection, but he took most of that. But he did leave some things behind. But all these things are just really cool. I find them cool. I like this kind of stuff. I don't know why so many, but you know, that's okay. And then there's all these big tools and stuff for, I don't know, whatever they do. So more parts, more parts, more parts. Another container with more stuff. So I mean, it's just, I do want to go through it all. I think I've said that. And then, I mean, it's just a labyrinth of hallways and more hallways. So more parts. That is a sprayer of some sort. I don't know. And so this one here, so this is the back of the property here. And he's connected 3 trailers. So it goes from there all the way to there. So and in here you have more stuff. Oh, let me show you this. These are all coffee creamers. These are all creamers. Those are all creamers. So at one point he used to go to the flea markets all the time and you know, looking for this stuff. And it got to the point where all the vendors would bring him all of the creamers that they could get their hands on. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these. I have some ideas, but ooh, look at all these little, look at these. That's really cool. Ooh, and there's a mark. Look at that. I think I may get an appraiser in here just to look at some of the stuff. make sure that I have insured the property for the right value. Be a bummer if I didn't. There's all these old milk crates. They actually have the spots for the milk bottles. You can see there's all milk bottles there. And so the main reason I want to take these trailers down is because this one apparently already has a leak. So there's no point in fixing that. But once these trailers are out, it'll just open up the entire property. And then once the property is open, it's just the main barn structure and this back structure, the mini barn. Everything else will either be cement or grass. And I don't know, I'm thinking about maybe turning it into like a venue spot for parties and stuff, and still keep it as a museum, but I mean, obviously a better displayed than this. But yeah, I think that's one of the ideas. I've got a lot of ideas on what I want to do with this place. And then back here, this is a lot of the barbed wire collection pieces, which he decided he didn't want. And here is lots of toys to play with. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Thinking and working and planning the next chapters of my life, and you know. And then out here, so that's the backside of the chicken coop. This is the backside of that original area where I said I wanted to rip it out. There is a well on the property. I just need to get one of those pumps. That's it, pumps. And then there are a couple of rolls of the old barbed wire. So I'll get creative on its usage. There's a lot of stuff in here that I don't know what it is, but I'll figure it out. That's why we got Google, and the guy I bought it from is really into all this stuff, so I'm sure a cup of coffee on a Saturday morning we'll walk through and he can tell me. I mean, look at the relic of that camera. Can you see it? Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. That sun's pretty bright, but that's the barn, y'all. This is the barn. So those of you that know me, you know that all of this disorganization is driving me nuts. So not only do I have my backyard that isn't put together, I also have this place which isn't put together. However, this is a long-term investment. I don't see myself getting rid of this place ever. So this will have to take some time. I will only walk in here when I need to walk in here. So like this thing, this is a big planter. I'll explain how that works. I'll go into all this stuff. You know, every day I see something new, stuff I didn't see before. So I'm excited for this. This is a good move. The building is leaning, so I do need to get a structural engineer firm in here so they could tension it back into place and hold it in place. So I will need to do that, especially if I ever want to use it for events or whatever, to, you know, as a business. I would have to do that anyway. But at the moment, It's a private piece of property, which no one comes on. So there's no need to do that just yet. But the roof is needed, so I will be doing that for sure. And then over on, so this is the original barn, and then this is obviously part of the structure that was added. This part here, which sort of sticks out like a chimney right there, that is what is being called the little office area. But that's where I want the original door to go out, because I don't really want to be opening those doors all the time. The more I open them, the more they get ruined. So I think one central entrance here, and then I could open this up if I wanted to. And then I think while I'm going through stuff on the weekends, I can just have that open. I know the previous owner would come in with his friends and just, talk, reminisce and stuff. So I may just set up a little table and a little coffee station or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so that's the barn. And then on the side here, a few years ago, he sold the easement rights to this spot here to AT&T. I think it's like a 100-year lease or something. So I have to consider this as not part of the property. But once these trailers go out, I'm going to be putting up a fence with this material all along the property to keep it cohesive. And then I'll probably get a gate or something and put it in the front of this, because I don't want to see that. There are a couple of things for flag posts, so I'm going to get that put in the ground. And then I do want to work on the landscaping a bit. My vision is white hydrangeas. It may be too hot for that in this location, so may not do that. But got the crosses. I think those are really cool. And then under here, this is really beautiful. Then under there is a statue of Our Lady. And then that rosary came from Fatima in Portugal. So he left me that. There's just a whole bunch of cool stuff here. And a lot of it's being covered up by like these. I hate these. So those are coming out. And then just random things like that. I'm going to take those off. But yeah, there's Christmas stuff. Obviously that was a window at some point. I'm going to locate a window for that. And then this is a door here. So I'll make that an active door again. And then this is the side gate, which goes into the main property. So once I take these trailers down and these makeshift structures down, I'll get another proper gate in there, and then we can just drive in there. So for like events, we can pull it in, like food trucks or whatever. And then this is the other structure here, which I said I would use as the storage. So the door does work, but there's no point in messing with it. I can go in through the other side. And then on this side here, I don't know how well you can see through the fence, but I'd like this piece of property too, because that would be great, because then I can just extend the space and stuff. So that's my barn, you guys. That's the barn. Those are my updates. Everything's good, still healthy, have no issues. Molly and Sophie are doing really well. As I mentioned earlier, I have latte this weekend. My parents are out for a religious festival. So, yeah. Oh, and this light here is the first street light from this town. So that was really cool. So let's look at it one more time. And there it is, folks. God, my truck just looks so good there. I love it. I knew there was a reason I got the truck, was for the barn. So yeah, so there we go. And then there's a great marketing photo of it, which I will add at the end. But there we go. It's, you know, like I said, it's in the center of town. So, but you see that roof? Once I get that one pulled off, I'll get the new one put on, and then that top goes back on it. All right, folks. So that's the barn. That's my update on what's been going on. I've missed you guys. Some of you have reached out, checking in, making sure I'm okay. It's been finding the time and or the motivation to do it. So I wanted a new direction for my channel. I think this may be it. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for joining me. I hope you are all doing well, keeping safe, staying healthy. Don't forget to go out and make a heart smile. This is my heart smile for sure. We could all use one. Bye.